I have been having a blast on social media right now. I think I just found a new hobby. One of them is to tweet about British politics. It's amazing how angry English people get when you tweet about them from America. It is absolutely fun. And then I just started being funnier and replying with funny things. It was just getting them more angry. It was fantastic. Another thing on social media that you might want to check out on my Facebook page, I posed a question. There's a Christian rapper named NF. He doesn't want to be known as a Christian rapper, and he uses the argument that you don't call a plumber a Christian plumber. And I asked, what do you think about that? And there's some really good discussion on that post. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go over to my social media site, How to Build a Tent, and check out that discussion and add your thoughts as well. And don't forget to like the page. Welcome to How to Build a Tent, the podcast on how to make you successful. My name is Matt Williams. Thank you so much for listening, for sharing the show, and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, go over and join the fight with us. Help support us, help support our network, and keep us equipping you to fight, laugh, and feast. Go over to fightlaughfeast.com, put in HtBT in the memo field, and you'll get a free mug. Right now, if you hurry, you'll get a pint glass, and you will get tons of other great benefits. So go over HtBT, put that in the memo field with any subscription tier that you choose, and you'll get tons of great value. fightlaughfeast.com. If you have any questions, comments, you can reach out to me, Matt at howtobuildatent.com. You can find me on the social media sites, How to Build a Tent, or you can just click the links below and it will take you there as well. I appreciate you guys subscribing, sharing the show, and commenting on the discussions. It is informative for me too. I learn things from you guys as well. So it's not only that I'm talking about things for you to learn, but I want to hear from you and learn from you guys as well. So I get to do that when you guys comment. So I appreciate that. The first thing I want to talk about is, and I wanted to get to this yesterday, honestly, I just ran out of time. As you could tell from the last episode, you can probably tell when I'm running out of time and trying to squish things in. I forget to do, like I say, I have two examples and I only get to one because I'm like running out of time. I'm trying to cut down and fit it into the new format of the show. But the cross-politic guys were talking about In-N-Out and why they are wanting to raise the minimum wage, and they're wanting to do that by supporting a Democratic organization that is lobbying to raise the minimum wage in California. And that might seem counterintuitive at first glance. Why would a company want to raise the minimum wage? Won't that raise their salary expense, their employee costs, what they pay their employees? Won't they have to raise the minimum wage? Well, I have a little inside knowledge about In-N-Out because I grew up in California and I am a frequent In-N-Out goer. I was going to use a bigger word, but I forgot it. I guess I need to stick to really simple words. Patron, maybe I can use that word, but I was going for a bigger word than patron. Trust me on that. I was a frequent patron and I had a lot of friends that work at In-N-Out. And a lot of people don't know this, but if you work at In-N-Out and you decide to make that your career and you go on to be a manager, you can make 6 figures as an In-N-Out manager. And that's really good for a fast food manager. That's really good. And the thing about it is I don't even know if you need to have a degree. I mean, you may need to have a degree. I'm not too sure on that. And the people that you start out with, the hourly wage that you get has been notoriously higher than any other fast food job. Now, that might change with Chick-fil-A coming into California. But from just before time, if you wanted to work in fast food, you were wanting a job at In-N-Out because of how well you get paid. You get paid way more than minimum wage. And I think it's a way more. It's a substantial amount. At least it was back when I was in California, which was years ago. The reason they want to raise the minimum wage is simple. If they are paying so well, they can't just stop paying so well. If they want to compete, they can't just raise price or lower prices and then cut into their profits. But they need to get their competitors, McDonald's, Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box, Del Taco, which if you don't have ever been to Del Taco, that's another winner in California, way better than Taco Bell. But all these other companies don't pay their employees so well. So their employee expense, their salary expense is much lower than In-N-Out's. And so they can charge less. And even though In-N-Out is a great experience, it is a great burger, sometimes the price point's going to win and people are going to go for the cheaper option than what is In-N-Out. Even though I don't think In-N-Out is way too expensive. But one of the ways In-N-Out can compete is use the government to force their competitors to pay their employees more. And what is that going to do? Well, companies don't truly pay costs, just like taxes. Companies don't truly pay taxes. It's the customer that pays. And they pay more than cost, and they pay more than taxes. They also pay the margin that is profit. It all gets passed down to you, the consumer, the one who is eating those burgers, those fries, animal style deliciousness. Oh, so good. Insider secret, get chopped chilies on your double next time. It's by far the most amazing burger in the world and has a little kick at the end of it. But what In-N-Out is doing is using the government as a weapon against those other companies because they have to play their play. Oh my goodness. That was a terrible sentence by me. Because if their competitors are forced to pay their employees more, that means they have to raise prices. And the closer the price of a Big Mac or a Superstar or whatever Jack in the Box has that's comparable, the closer those prices are to In-N-Out, the more likely you're going to go for the better burger. Because if the price is a 20 cents difference instead of $1 difference, more people are going to side with In-N-Out because the burger is better. And if it's not that much more expensive, there's no reason not to buy that burger. Now, the cross-politic guys, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to be on my game. Maybe I'm not over that cold like I thought I was yesterday. The cross-politic guys were right that there are many motives to a move. And that is something else that I want to just explore a little bit right now. Is when you get up into the higher levels, when you're thinking strategically, there are going to often be numerous pros and numerous cons to your decisions. And it would be wise for you to understand that as you're making these decisions, especially if you're starting a company. This is really true. Even if it's a startup where you don't have any customers yet, it's even more important. And then your decisions get emphasized so much more because you have you have more limited resources. You don't have as many resources as an established company is what I'm trying to say. That every decision counts and is important. And there may be a main reason to do something, a main pro, but there's going to be also a bunch of other pros and there's also going to be a bunch of other cons. And the more you understand all of those decision-making drivers, the more effective you're going to be, the more that you are going to be successful because you're going to be expecting all of those ramifications. So it is true that there are many different angles about what In-N-Out's trying to do. They're trying to play both sides. They're trying to make sure that the Democrats, when they get in power, in California, they're going to be in power forever, that they're not upsetting the Democrats and they don't want to upset the Republicans. They want a win-win situation. Because we've talked about many times before, you will pay for certainty. You will pay to know that business is going to be stable, that taxes aren't going to be raised, that regulations aren't going to increase. And if you have the power to lobby these politicians by donating to their organizations, to donating to their campaigns, you're going to have more certainty about the future. You will pay for certainty. And what do we call that? What do we call paying for certainty? It's insurance. You're paying for an insurance policy. Now, you can have it in a traditional sense, life insurance, health insurance, things like that. But in the corporate world, in big business, part of insurance is corporate or payoffs, or as we call it, fundraising for politicians. And that's why they do it. They want certainty. And they also want to use the government as a political arm. Another reason why we should all be libertarians and all be constitutional minimalist with the government, because every corporation that has the opportunity to take a strategic advantage away from a competitor using the government is going to use the government. And that's not what the government's for. And in the long run, it hurts us. It hurts us that we're not going to have that cheaper option for those fast food chains. It's going to hurt us. It's going to hurt the people looking for jobs, because we've talked about this before. Raising minimum wage reduces the amount of open positions for people with no experience. And you get experience by taking those minimum wage jobs. So we don't want a big government. We don't want to create this super weapon we call the government to be used by companies. So something to think about, something to chew on since we're talking about food. Remember, animal style, chopped chilies on your next double-double. Let's go out and be successful together, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless.